They are networking, thinking, God, I need business. I need somebody to open the door for me, somebody to introduce me. And everybody is going, I'm not introducing anybody to my clients. I'm protecting those clients. You can't get to those people. So you have to start changing the way you network, right? People say it's relationship building. People say it's that stupid giver's gain bullshit. Like, give to gain is one of the dumbest phrases I've ever heard on the planet. Here's why. Anybody ever given a bunch of introductions and or referrals and never gotten shit from it? Right? It's because you give, and by God, a magical pony's gonna show up and give you business somewhere, right? So you can't just keep giving and giving and giving. You have to do what I call the 5 Gs. This is very, very, very hard, right? 5 Gs. Might want to write this down because it's very technical, hard to remember. You ready? Give, 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 get, give. Okay? You have to give, get, give. And the part that I don't like about giver's gain is there's no get. That means you are giving, but never getting anything out of it. Okay? How many of you like asking for a referral? Nobody raised your hand. How many like getting referrals? What if I told you I don't like getting referrals? Let's define a referral really quick. There's 2 things. There's an introduction, and then there's a referral. An introduction is 2 good people go meet, have a great conversation, I hope something comes out of it. A referral is an introduction with a sales discovery call attached to it. Means somebody's looking to buy the services of somebody else. Does that make sense? The reason I don't necessarily like getting referrals is because now the pressure's on. Now you got to sell. How many of you like to sell? Right? Right? But when you get put in a sales conversation, now you got to up your game. Because now you got to make the person that made the referral look really. I'm going to get offended if I slip, right? But you know, if somebody gives you a referral, man, you got to treat that like gold. Like you got to make that person look like a rock star because they put their name on the line and vouch for you. But an introduction, 2 good people get to meet. How many of you have been introduced to somebody else and they later became a client? Right? It's a whole different game. So if you can focus on the perspective of who can I introduce this person to, like me and David Krieger just met, and we've made a ton of introductions back and forth with each other. It's just some amazing people, right? When you can sit across with somebody and instantly introduce them to somebody else, you start earning trust in their world. Anybody ever get an introduction the first time you met somebody? Why not? What's so scary about making an introduction? I hear people tell me all the time, I don't know who to introduce them to. I don't know who they should meet. Well, ask. Who's a good person for you to meet? And when you ask that person a question, how does somebody respond? They always ask for their clients. So, once upon a time I sold commercial printing. If I looked at you and said, hey, I need to be introduced to somebody who can order 100 million direct mail pieces that be shipped across the US to the households, how many of you can introduce me to somebody who's looking for that much printing? How many of you can introduce me to a bookkeeper? How many can introduce me to an attorney? How many can introduce me to an insurance person? Right? Here's the thing. Your clients buy other things than your services. Right? So what I want you to do on a sheet of paper is I want you to write down your #1 client, just their first name, so you have to be somebody piece of your notes. Right? Write down their first name, what they sell, what their company is, what industry they're in. And then I want you to think about what else do they buy? What services do they buy? And I want you to write down a few of those services. And I want you to think specifically services that don't compete with you. So, anybody, does this make sense or confusing? Anybody want help? Oh, they're scared to death. That guy's loud. He looks like a Marine. I am. Okay, I need one brave soul to tell me what they sell, and then tell me what industry their favorite client's in. Who wants to go? Somebody come play with me. Come on, brother. Right? What do you sell, brother? Digital marketing. What's the first name of your favorite client? Yeah. Joe. What does Joe sell? Plumbing. Cool. What other services does Joe buy that does not compete with you? Supplies. Cool. What else? Bookkeeping. Right? How many of you guys know bookkeepers? Okay. How scary would it be to go, hey, bookkeeper, I just ran into a guy who does digital marketing. He's not looking to pitch you his services, but he'd love to network with you because you probably have similar clientele. Are you open to that conversation? How many of you could make that simple introduction? What happens if Joe meets 10 bookkeepers before the end of the year? What impact does that potentially have on his business? So you got to rethink this whole networking thing. What happens is we constantly go, hey, I'm Donnie, I run B2B networking groups. I'm looking for people that want to be in networking. When you should be changing it up, going, hey, I'm Brad, I do digital marketing. I love working on service to trades of blue collar companies, but I'm looking to meet bookkeepers. I'm looking to meet people who sell office supplies. I'm looking for people who sell uniforms. And the more specific you can get about the other industries that sells to your business, the more impact and the more strategy becomes behind it. And you can get to meet so many amazing freaking people that can really impact your business. Right? The way I've always looked at it is somebody else already has my client base. I'd rather sell one to many versus one-on-one. If I give you a referral, that's likely one client. That's a beautiful thing. But if I give you the right introduction, that's hundreds of thousands of clients over a lifetime. I want to sell to many. I don't want to go after just the one-on-one. I want to get dialed into as many people as I possibly can. And what I found, you guys got me on time somewhere?
You got 8 minutes.
8 minutes, beautiful. What I found over the years is you can actually create champions that will sell their ass off for you. What happens if I make the right introduction that leads you to a shit ton of business? You typically want to reciprocate. You know how many cool people I've been introduced over the years and how many opportunities I've had simply because I made one cool introduction and they went out of their way to try and find a really cool introduction for me. And here's the cool thing, an introduction doesn't have any weight on it. You're literally just saying two good people, go have a fun conversation, right? And when you do that enough, you're gonna find that business actually starts falling in your lap. How many of you have networking activities that make you absolutely no money but you continue to go? Here's a rule. If that networking activity does not have a positive ROI, stop going. It's a social club. Networking has to make you freaking money. And I would tell you, give anything 1 year. And if 1 year there's not a return on investment, get the fuck out. Because you're just blowing your money away. Here's the thing. How many of you used to work in corporate America and now left and own your own business? Right? How many of you don't want to be a salesperson and still run your own business? Right? This is how you do it. Right? The only way your business is going to be successful is the things you're doing to not be a salesperson has to actually work for you. 4 places I think you should be networking and not work on getting out of here. Number 1, you should be sitting on a nonprofit board. What type of people traditionally sit on a nonprofit? Who are they? They're decision makers of companies, CEOs of companies. There are people with money that do big things. The rule with the nonprofit, right? It has to be a mission you actually give a damn about. It also has to have a board with the right people on it. I'm not talking about going to a little mom and pop nonprofit next door. I'm not talking about going to work for Ronald McDonald House. You're going to find that median happy ground of the nonprofit where you look at it like, I'm going to help solve this mission, like Parkinson's, right? Like, I'm going to help solve this mission. And then you look at their board of directors, And if they're the decision makers and companies, people you want to mix and mingle with, you go get around it. Here's how you get on a nonprofit board, and I promise you this works every time. You go up to said nonprofit, you say, hey, I'd love to help out with fundraising. Okay? And I'll learn what to do. So I did this with a cancer nonprofit once upon a time. Cancer nonprofit, it's called 𝘀𝗃𝗏 Services out of Fort Worth. I walked out and said, I'd love to help out with fundraising. Do you guys have any galas at the end of the year? They said, absolutely. I went to LinkedIn. I typed in Fort Worth CEO cancer. And I went and looked at the profile of those CEOs, and anyone that had cancer did not have a nonprofit next to it. I called and said, Donnie, this is Donnie from 𝘀𝗃𝗏 Services. Saw you did not have a cancer nonprofit on your profile. We are having a gala coming up and dinner. I sold almost $2 million worth of fundraising for that nonprofit. Because I wasn't selling me, I was helping out the nonprofit. 6 months I was sitting on the board. Go raise money for them, it works. Second place you need to be networking is associations. But they need to be associations filled with your best referral partners, not clients. So if you're like Joe and the trades are his best clientele, he needs to go find the bookkeeper association, and that sounds really boring. Sorry. I know there's a couple bookkeepers in here, right? But imagine if you go in a room like that, you're the only person in your industry in that room, right? It's just magical, right? So go find an association. The third place you need to be networking. How many of you here sell business to business? You actually sell to other companies? Raise your hands. Success Champion Networking is where you need to get your ass to. That's all I'm going to say about it. Go to successchampionnetworking.com. If you're a member of Success Champions, raise your hand. We have my North Carolina chapter here today. And some of the other times, right? Okay? Business to business, phenomenal networking. Okay? If you sell B2C, go find a networking organization. Like B&I is an amazing organization if you sell B2C, business to consumer. Right? Plenty of amazing organizations out there. But you need a weekly group, and here's why a weekly group. Thank you. There's a Harvard study that came out. Used to be to stay top of mind was 30 days. It is now 7 because of TikTok and things like that. You have to stay top of mind every 7 days. You need a weekly networking group that shows up and meets every week. We do it virtually because nobody wants to drive to town. Okay? The fourth place you need to be networking, this one's a little bit harder, is you need a private club. Anything that has a paid membership. So this could be a business club, a country club, this could be a golf club, a cigar club, a wine club, I don't care, yacht club, and whatever it is, you need to find when they have a business meeting get together. Here's the trick inside of these, right? How many of you guys are part of a country club, golf club, anything like that? Anybody? Inside that country club, is there a business happy hour networking get together? Nope. Start it. Be the person that brings all the people together. All you got to do inside that private club is say, hey, we're all hanging out here, we all do things. Why don't we do like a monthly, just one night happy hour, bringing everybody together, and let's talk about what we do for a living. I can promise you, if you're the person that starts a business meetup inside that private club, whatever it is, you will make a shit ton of money because everybody wants to talk business, but if everybody lives in this world, we don't talk business, we're here for the thing, right? Be the person that brings all the people together, okay? But networking, change your philosophy. Start making introductions to people and watch what happens. It opens doors like you would not believe. So I'm gonna wrap my session up really quick with a couple of takeaways from my session. Who wants to throw start? So I would love to, we won't be able to go around to everybody. Somebody give me one takeaway from this last 30 minutes. One takeaway, what you got, love? I love it, love it. Give me another one. Do introductions instead of referrals. It's money. Come on, brother. Get. That's right, guys. Just get. Thanks. One more. Give one more takeaway. Nonprofit board. Join groups. Love it. So, have any of you guys watched Mrs. Maisel? Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? And if you haven't watched that series, it's freaking amazing. So, I'm 𝘀𝗏𝗶𝗹𝗶, and I'm out. So, thank you guys. I will be your MC all day, so you can hear me flap my gums and make fun of people and all that. I'm a smart ass by nature and love it. So the next guy coming up on stage is a cool dude. Let me tell you. I first met Brian.